Uh,
Beautiful. Beautiful. See, now to do any kind of data analysis, we need some kind of data, right? Okay. So for that specific reason, what we will do is we will try to get a data. I will go to, one of a browser. Okay. And here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type something called as sample superstore dataset. I'm going to share this particular link with everyone on this particular, what I can say, meeting room. Please make sure this is the same data that we are going to refer. Okay. So I want everyone to download this particular data. Okay. Just give me a confirmation on the chat. Okay. If you have downloaded, say downloaded on the chat so that we can proceed ahead.
Sir, I have tapped on the link, but where to, where to click?
Can you share your screen? Hmm. So, can you go to chat? There is a chat option, right, in Zoom. So there is a link. Okay, there is a link called as, or else what you can actually do is you can go to Google Chrome and type sample superstore data. Hmm. If you come down,
Oh,
if you
yes.
come down, there is
Okay.
something called as sample superstore. Can you
Okay, sir.
see?
I know. Yeah, I can see.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. You have to download it. There is a download option. Okay. So you have to download that.
Yeah, download it.
Download it, right? Beautiful.
Right.
So on top, there is something called as enable editing.
I did, sir. I did that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
along with that, okay, so there is also a security warning which is being provided, isn't it? Please make sure, guys. Okay. How
Oh,
how your Power BI or your Excel work is not to directly get into this particular data, but instead, okay, what we do is we basically look into the um, import option. There is a data option and there is a import option, right? So we try to load that particular data through the data load option. Okay, many people who basically work on this particular you know Excel, they tend to directly say enable editing and then they will do the changes. But here what we are saying is you have to import the data. So can we do the data import? Can you open a new Excel?
okay.
You can close this particular Excel sample superstore. Okay. So can you close this sample superstore data?
I have just closed it.
Okay. So you have an option called as a ribbon called as data. Can you go to the data ribbon? So here there is an option called as external data. Can you click on external data? On your extreme left hand side? Yes, that's the one. And here you have various options. You can basically choose the one which is called as existing connections.
Okay. Existing connection.
Existing connections.
Yeah.
Okay. So here in this existing connections, you can basically see, okay, all the connections. You can basically click on something called as all connections. Okay. And here I'm able to see that connection for this workbook, connections for this particular thing. Similarly, browse for more. There is an option called as browse for more, right? You
Okay.
can click on that particular part. Okay. So there is new data source connection. There is SQL Server connection, which is actually available. There are only these two connectors which are actually available, but there is also an Excel connection, which is available. Okay. So we will try to use the, what I can say, this thing, or else you can click on new source. There is something called as new source, right? So you have to click on that new source and get some more connections. Okay. So look at this. You have ODBC data, you have data feeds and all these kind of things. Okay. So right now, okay, only these connections are available, but as you are using 2016, it's an older version. Okay, that's the reason it is having this kind of problem. No worries. You can close this particular section. We will try to load from table. So you can close this as well. Okay, yeah, there is a worksheet option as well. You can close this. Let's try to, yes, you can close this as well. Cancel, close, cancel. Okay, beautiful. There is an option called as, tables here. Hope you're able to see inside data. Oh, sorry. So can you go to Excel,
Excel.
new
Excel.
Excel, new Excel that you have created?
Okay.
We can use your control N if you have not created. Okay, beautiful. So go to data. And table.
From table.
Okay. So you can basically mention a table here. Okay. The one that you want to use. But in our advanced Excel, that is 2021, okay, we do have an option. Let us get this particular conversation, okay, on a different level. Okay, let me try to show you this particular thing. Okay. Okay, so what I will do is I will try to show you what I was actually trying to say. Okay, so let me share my screen so that you will be able to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Okay, can I stop sharing your screen?
Oh.
Can you stop sharing your screen? I think I'm not able to do that because I'm not an admin, right? Can you stop sharing your screen?
Okay. I stop.
Thank you. See, what I was actually trying to say is, see, this is new Power BI, sorry, new Excel. Okay. And if you look into this particular, can you share can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Sir, is this 21?
This is 2018.
All right.
Okay. So if I go here, I do have a file option where I have Excel workbook. What I can do here is I can basically click on this Excel workbook and go to my downloads and okay, load this particular data. So here you are able to see that there is something called as orders table, there is people table, there is this thing. I can basically click on anything, okay, or else load multiple tables like this, okay, and transform the data. Here in Power Query Transformer, we are going to do the transformation. Like for example, here, if you look at this, you have a column name, which is absolutely fine. But if you go to this people table, the column names are not correct. You can basically fix these kind of issues here. Look at this. Use first try as it is. That's it. And I'm just going to say close and load. Okay. So the data will get loaded now. Look at this. We have orders, people, and returns, all of them.
Yes.
So this is how we basically go for it. Adding to this is step 1. Okay, this is step 1. Step 2 is here in data, we also do have something called as, okay, what I can say, modeling. Okay, so we also have something called as modeling, using which we basically create relationship. Okay, we basically create relationship. The modeling is available here. If you look at this
Okay.
Power Pivot window, okay, where we normally create the relationship and everything. It is trying to load. In a couple of minutes, it will be available. So data view, I think it's taking a bit of time. Let me see a model view, a diagrammic view. Show hidden table. It's on. Yet I'm seeing blank area. No worries. But here you are going to see the data table and all these kind of, basically the relationship, table relationships.
Okay.
See, what I was actually trying to inform in our previous session is we have understood this particular, area where we can actually filter the data, sort the data, order the data, okay, use some advanced filtering and all these kind of things. See, when it comes to data loading, this is how the Power BI is actually asking you to see the data or understand the data.
Okay.
Adding to this, we also have another option here, that whenever you have any data loaded through this particular option, it will be in a tabular format. In previous session, we have understood what is the difference between a table, Excel table, okay, where we go to our home, okay, we have an option called as format as table, right?
All right.
We understood that particular option. Okay, where if you are going to do any kind of transformation here, like, okay, if you are going to say this, okay, this value, okay, divided by quantity or something like that. Okay, if I'm going to do enter, okay, there will be a new column that will be created. This is the format section. So if you are going to do any kind of what I can say, changes or something like that, this is how it is done. This is how you have to perform. And adding to this, there are also something called as Excel functions that we were trying to understand. So if I go to my formula, okay, I will be able to see lot of, what I can say, options here. So if you want to apply VLOOKUP, if you want to apply financial functions, all of them are possible. So in a simple way, okay, in our previous session, we have understood, okay, the Excel tutorial. All good? Excel tutorial. And now what we will try to do is we will try to, I think we have also understood the if and else condition, right? Or we
Yeah.
have to do that. So I'm assuming that we have not completed the if and else condition. Let's do that particular thing. So I have this particular data. Okay. And here, what I can actually do is if I want to calculate, I do have three options. Okay. Automatic calculation, automatic expect the data tables. So if I'm going to choose this, okay. So, it is going to create a, calculation without the measures. Okay. And along with that, here we have a manual calculation, the one how we used to do once upon a time. That is the option. If you want to select the table relationship, you can basically select this and do this particular activity. See, now what we will do is we will try to use a if and else condition. To do this particular part, see, there are a lot of functions out of which there is something called a logical functions. So inside this particular logical function, inside this if function, okay, there is a pop-up like this. So here I have to provide the case or condition here. So my condition here is a specific cell. I'm just going to provide is equal to, okay, and provide bookcase. And I'm just going to say is equal to bookcase, which is equal to, okay, if it is going to be table, TABLES, tables. If this particular thing is going to be a tables. Okay. So this is my condition. So if it is going to be true, let's assume if we have this particular condition as true, what need to be the output? I'm just going to say yes. And here I'm just going to say no.
No.
And if I'm going to say okay here, look at this. If I'm going to say okay here, there is a new column which got created, which is having the information called as yes and no. Because Excel do have something called as autocorrect option and autofill option. Okay. As we are going to use the automatic option here. I hope you are able to understand what I'm actually trying to say. Now, I want to give you some time so that you can try the same. You can create a column using the if and else condition. If you are struggling, not only with if and else condition, if you are struggling with any other, Excel function, what you can actually do is you can basically take use of the function documentation. Look at this. Okay, here, whenever you are going to click on this, there is a documentation which is going to be at the bottom. You can refer these kind of information.
Sir, when we apply this formula, okay, then what are the input you selected for
So there is a column called a subcategory that I have used.
subcategory? Okay,
Yes.
sir.
And there is a row called as tables.
Okay. I have to select if bracket bookcases. Is it, sir? Hello.
You can basically try something of your choice as well if you are interested.
Here I'm facing, sir. What I had learned in each formula, for example, that 35 is the passing. For example.
That can you share your screen so that I will be able to help you out on that?
Okay. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, I can see your screen. You're saying something.
So here, is it, sir?
Mm-hmm.
What is the logical test?
So subcategories, which is equal to subcategories column, that is yes, yes, that's the column. Okay, is
Okay.
equal to
Mhm. Is equal to, okay.
is equal to tables. You can call tables.
Double quote, sir.
Yes, in double quotes.
Okay.
Look at the spelling. Okay, it is tables.
Okay.
Okay, it is not table, it's tables.
Table.
Okay. Okay, you can say enter because there is a small mistake. You have to provide the true and false, right? You have to put a comma
Yes.
and provide the two condition, that is yes and no. Hmm. Double bracket close. Enter.
Pass and down.
Can you go up? I want to see this. What I can say. Condition once again. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I got it. See, post true, you have provided a comma, but the comma need to be.
okay.
Can you see the code? Comma need to be after the double quotes. You can delete that, huh? Can you say enter?
No. Try again. No, is no.
Just give me a minute. I want you to click right here double times. 2 times I want you to tap on that particular area. Let me erase everything. No, no, let me erase everything. Not on that particular part. You can click somewhere out of it. So there is this particular area. No, no. Can you click on this once again? No. Can you click on the no here? Okay. So here at the corner, you have to double click.
Okay, sir. Infill under.
Now you are able to see the code has been replicated to all the rows.
Yeah.
Similarly, now I want to say,
Next, what I have to do, sir?
hello?
Yes, sir. What I have to do now?
Now I want to say any quantity which is greater than 2.
Okay.
Call it as yes or else no. Can you do that? Can you write
I
another
can. I can do.
on your own?
Okay.
Good. Good.
Can you hear me, sir?
Can you see there is one condition? What I told only greater than 2.
Okay.
But
Only.
here greater than is equal to true.
So I did it is equal to.
No, don't remove is equal to.
Okay.
So
I did, sir.
we can replicate the same thing on entire row. Do you know how to go to the last row which is
Yeah,
available?
I can do, sir. I
It
came
is
in the last row.
yes. You are able to do that. Can you go on the top? It is
Yes,
Control
sir.
Shift on
Control
top.
C. Yeah.
So if you will be able to go on top, Control Shift up arrow. Good job. Good job.
Mm.
So can you basically create a pivot table? So now what I'm actually trying to help you out is we will try to create something called as pivot table. Pivot tables are those kind of tables which are going to help you to create visualization. In this particular session, we will be trying to understand pivot table, and in our next session, we will be doing the visualization.
All right.
After doing the visualization, I will be helping you with one of a tool pack which is called as data analysis tool pack. Next session is going to be very important and interesting as well.
All right.
Okay. So
Okay.
now we will try to create something called as a pivot table. So to create this particular pivot table, you can select the entire table. How to select the entire table? You can click on any of the value in the entire table and say Control All. No. Control All. Extremely sorry. Control All. Control A. Control A.
Sir, the
All
whole.
the values in the table. Control A.
Okay.
All the values in this particular table will get selected.
Done, okay.
It got selected, right?
Yes.
Now you have to go to an area called as insert, which is in a ribbon, which is a ribbon insert. There is a ribbon called as insert. No, ribbon on top, just beside home.
Okay.
Okay. So here you have something called as pivot table. The first option, extreme
Awesome.
left hand side, there is a first option called as pivot table. Yes, you can click on that. Click on that. Pivot table. Beautiful.
Okay.
So
I
now, yes, now it is asking us to basically select a table. This is the selected table that we have selected. And then there is a second option. Okay, here, if you look at that, okay, here you have an option called as new sheet or existing sheet. So if you have a new sheet, you can provide the new sheet. If you have an existing sheet, you can provide the existing sheet. So now we don't have existing sheet, we will use a new sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so you can click on OK. Now what is happening? We are able to see a pivot table. So this is a table. You can create a table of your choice. Like, for example, in my column, I want a region. You can take the region column and drag and drop it into column. Region. There is a column called as region. You can just drag and drop it to columns.
Okay.
Look. So here on the columns, you are able to see something called as regions.
Yes.
Similarly, you have categories. You can basically drop that particular category into rows.
Which option should I drag and drop in rows?
So categories. So you have it right here. Okay. You can basically get the categories into rows. So I have anything. So I have some information wherein I have category, I have region.
Yes.
Agree with me?
Region in column, category in row.
Yes. And here there is something called as values.
Yes. Maybe.
Okay. So what you can actually do is, number one is we can basically drag and drop columns like this, or else we can even select the columns or even drag and drop the columns right here as well. So what I'm actually trying to say is I want you to use both of these options. So you have a column called as sales. Can you come down? You will be able to find that particular column called as sales.
Yes. Sales.
Yes, sales. Can you see that? So I want you to not drag, basically drag and drop in this particular bottom section. I don't want you to drag and drop here. Instead, I want you to drag and drop here. Can you do that?
Sales. To sales.
Same sales column.
Done, sir.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Now you have sales and the region. Agree with me?
I got the sales figures region wise for the particular product.
Yes. Now what I'm actually trying to say is we will try to understand this in a very detailed aspect. Okay. So what I'm actually trying to say here is you have a table that you have created based on sales. But along with that, you also want to see the discount as well. So here what you can actually do is you can basically drag and drop the discount into values as well. So what I'm actually trying to say is you can have one column or you can have multiple columns as well.
Yes.
Can you get the discount into values? Can you see this?
Yes.
You have sum of sales and you have discount. Both information for central region. I hope you are getting some clarity on this particular part.
Yes.
Along with that, data has something called as hierarchy. Data has something called as hierarchy. I will give you an example. We have Asia.
Yes, sir.
Asia is a continent, right? One of a continent, right? So inside Asia, we have a continent called as, we have a country called as India.
Right.
inside India, there are a lot of states.
Right.
Okay, out of which we have one region called as North India. And inside North India, we have again lot of, what I can say, states. Jammu Kashmir, we have Ladakh, we have, what I can say, Punjab, we have Haryana and all these kind of places. So let's assume in that we have one state called as Rajasthan.
Right.
So inside Rajasthan, that is a state, and inside that particular state, there is a city called as Jodhpur.
Yes.
See, what I'm actually trying to say is there is a hierarchy here.
Right.
Similarly, there might be some kind of hierarchy here in our data as well. So I will give you one example of a hierarchy. So we have something called as category. Can you see this? So category is the main category, and inside this particular category, there is something called a subcategory. Now you want to show these kind of data. So in that case, what you can actually do is there is a column called a subcategory. You can get that subcategory into rows. Can you do that for me?
Subcategory.
Subcategories. There is a column called as subcategories. You can get this particular subcategories column into rows. See the magic. See this particular magic. You will be really mesmerized.
Adding
Can you see this?
subcategory in the rows. Yes.
You have category, and inside this you have subcategory. Can you see this?
Yes, I can see.
So if you go
Category
here, if you go to this particular part, if you see this in a very detailed aspect, you have a plus mark icon. Can you see this? There is a plus mark icon.
Yes.
If you close this, it will get closed. Can you do that? Can you click on that plus mark icon, minus icon? So can you see this? You can hide this particular area. If you want to expand this, you can expand this particular area. Got it?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I want to share one shortcut. Whenever I do a table, always I can
Sorry,
consider.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not able to hear you.
Now you can hear me, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
So whenever I use a pivot table,
Mm-hmm.
I always get confused
Mm-hmm.
with what should I say? Which value should I drag and drop in filter? Which value should I drag and drop in column, rows, value? So this is the problem.
Okay. So most of the time, 90% of the time, inside a column, inside a row, you are going to get the categorical columns.
All right.
Okay. So inside this particular area, that is your value area, you can use a categorical data, or you can use a, what I can say, this particular icon, that is numerical column.
Okay.
Agree?
Yes, sir.
So, and along with this, okay, can you remove these two columns because you have added the sum of sales and discount, right? I want you to remove it. How do you remove,
Could you tell
How
me,
do
sir?
you remove? Let me explain that. Nothing to be worried. See, nothing to be worried. Okay. Here, if you hover on this icon, there is an icon, right? So there is a, this area, right? So that black color, part.
Okay.
Huh? You can click on that, and there is an option called as remove field.
Yes, remove field. Should I remove some of them?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I did, sir.
Okay, you can also remove the discount as well, because we will take a categorical column, that is a text data.
Done, sir.
So right now we have one of a column called as order ID. There is a column called as order ID. Can you see that order ID?
Yes, sir. The second one.
Yes. This order ID is nothing but a categorical data itself. if you just drag and drop this particular categorical variable into values, or else even though if you can also, no. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do that. Leave it as it is. There is also a click icon. You can click on this particular area as well. Okay. Oh, it went into rows. Okay. I want you to remove that once again. Okay. You can just do the drag and drop. Normally it will work. Sometimes it won't work. Okay. So you can drag and drop here. Order IDs into values. So what you have now, here you have an information on, okay, the values. That is basically the count now. Look at this. This is count. Previously, you had sum of values. Now, as order ID is a categorical data, it is having the count. Agree with me?
Agree.
Now, on this particular table, if you want to apply any kind of filter, so you want to apply, okay, a filter wherein, okay, the product need to be XYZ or, the ship mode. You have a column called a ship mode. Can you see this? So you want to basically filter the data based on ship mode. What you can do is you can get that ship mode into, what I can say, filters region. You can get it here, or else you can directly drag and drop the area here. Anything is fine.
D1?
It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely correct. So here you have an option called as filtering. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. Here, if I am going to click on all here, I will be able to see a drop down and I will be able to see all the filtering conditions here. If I filter the data, it will be applied on this particular table. Clean and clear.
Yes.
You can add multiple filters as well. Okay.
Okay.
As per your requirement. Now, man make mistakes. See, we are men and we are the one who are always going to get blamed. Okay. See, here, by mistake, if you close this, I want you to close it once again. I want you to close it. Pivot table fields. I want you to close it. Okay. So what is going to happen here is now the pivot table is vanished. Even though if you click on the pivot table, it is not going to show. Can you do that? If you even click on this particular table, it is not going to show the table. Okay. So whenever you are handling this, you always use the pivot table fields. Okay. When you don't have the data, when you don't have the this particular thing, okay, in that case, you have to always cancel it because there is a higher chance that a person who don't know Excel really well, he tend to do some kind of mischievous stuff. Agree with me? So we normally hide it. And if you want it to be back, here on top, you have something called as field list. Can you see this?
No.
Field list. We tend to click on that particular field list. And then if you are going to, then if you are going to see here, you'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
That is point number 1. Point number 2. Now you might be saying, Sangamesh, look at this. You have category and subcategory. I don't want them to be on, have this particular hierarchy wherein I have some kind of plus icon here. In that case, you can remove the plus icon and minus icon. There is an option called as +/- button, right?
Yes.
You can click on that. Here. No. I will show you. On top.
Yes. On top.
Yes. So if you do that, can you click on this once again? Okay, if you do that, okay, the plus icon will vanish. Can you see that? The plus
Yeah.
icon and minus icon now got completely removed.
Yeah. There is no any symbol of plus or minus sign.
Adding to this, not only this pivot table, there is a name called as pivot table 1.
Yes, pivot table 1.
You can also rename it to something else.
Okay.
Okay, if you want. I'm just giving you some ideas. I'm just giving you some ideas. Now we will create another pivot table. Can we create another pivot table? Go to orders once again. Go to orders once again.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do the same process. Control A and then insert. Then pivot table. So there is a new pivot table that will be created.
Created. Created.
So here in this particular pivot table, what I want you is, I want you to select, okay, order date and sales. Order date into rows. Okay, and along with that, you can use the sales column into values.
Done, sir.
Now you are able to see some information here. Okay, that is basically your total sales. You are able to see some kind of values here, and every single value that you are able to see, if you basically look into this, it is basically count of sales, not sum of sales.
Okay.
This is wrong. ये तो गलत है कि नहीं?
गलत है.
We have to fix it, right?
Okay.
So what you can actually do is you can click on this field settings area, that is this particular part. You can click there. So there is something called as value field settings. Value field settings. Look at this. So here you have lot of options here. That is, okay, look at this. Sum of, count. You can basically say count. I want average. I want min. I want max. All these are some kind of options which are actually available. You can choose something of your choice.
Look, I choose average, for example.
And look at this. No. I don't want you to click on that.
Okay.
See, you also have an option to rename this as well. So right now it will be called as average. So if you want, if you want to change this particular column name, you can also change the column name. Instead of sum of sales, if you want to say total sales, you can also do that. That is something that I want to say.
Okay.
Okay. So you can click on OK. You can click on OK. So if you are able to see, you are able to see the entire data which is available here. Now, we will try to understand one of the most interesting and one of the most vital insight of the entire this thing. If you click on this particular pivot table, can you just hover on, click on it? Okay. So you are able to see, you have a pivot table here. Okay. And along with that, you have a name called as pivot table, this particular part.
Pivot table.
Hmm.
Should I name, sir? Should I rename?
It's absolutely fine. If you want to name it, you can name it. It need to be different. Beautiful. Can you click on that?
Where, sir? Here or there?
That's it. It's good. So this is how you can create a pivot table, and this is how you can basically manage your pivot table. In our next section, we will be not only trying to understand this particular area, that is slicer setting, insert and filter connections. Along with this, we will be also trying to understand something called as visualization. And then we will be giving you a small glimpse of something called as data analysis tool pack. Okay, if you go to data, if you go to this data ribbon, you won't be able to see the data analysis tool pack right now. Okay, so what I will do is I will try to explain how to get this data analysis tool pack and how to do statistical analysis using that tool pack. That is something that we are going to understand in our next session. Next session is really important. Okay, and we will try to understand a lot of things in our next session. Okay. Sure, sure. Okay, we will take a break. Okay, I'm in Bengaluru. I'm in a corporate training.
Something you want me to?
So Amjad, we will try to get in touch in our next session. Okay, and we will try to look into this particular part in a detailed aspect. Okay, I'm really in a hurry. Okay, I'm in a corporate training. I'm in Bengaluru. Okay, so I'm a little bit in a kind of a hurry. Okay, so we will get in touch easily later in our next session. We'll try to explore things in a much more detailed aspect. Okay. I'm done.
No, not. Okay. So, it is the